Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to HoopSpaces. This is your host, Tony Vega. Again, the Bobblehedo. Game three just happened. Appreciate you guys. If you do like the content, the Laker content, please like, share, and subscribe. Do whatever you want to do. But again, we are Purple and Gold Minds. I am part of the group of Purple and Gold Minds. We are a daytime lake show, Monday through Fridays in Twitter Spaces. You can watch us around 1:55 Eastern, or I think it's 10:55 Pacific time. So, again, Purple and Gold Minds, plural, so it's more than one. Again, part of the Purple and Gold Mind group, we have Zen, known more as Born Rebel, or Rebel he is, and also the Context King, the one, the true, the only uh, Lake Show King, or however you want to call his name. But it always starts with context, and there's always context and a little bit of snarkiness behind his takes. But honestly, it's all context driven, and it's comes from a good place. Again, we're all Laker fans, so we just saw game three last night. Kind of surprising. It was the first game in Staples or slash crypto, you want to call it, in a decade. A playoff game, like the atmosphere was ecstatic. Um, Honestly, we got the W, we got the win. That's great. So that's the most important thing. Now, what's your takeaways? And let's start with Zen. What's your takeaways, Zen?
I think the game was a tale of two halves. We definitely had the Grizzlies numbers in the first half. Um, Whatever was wrong with Ja Morant's hand, he figured it out in the second half. That's for sure.
That's
But
true. That's true.
hey, our best players led us. LeBron, AD. AD had a monster game. He was great on the offensive end, defensive end. So I think it was also this was the game where our two big players stepped up and led us to victory.
Yeah, that's. I mean, a Tales of Two Halves. I think the score, or there was a point where it was 35-9 at one
Yep.
point, which is kind of crazy in the first quarter. I think we tied for the most point differential in the first quarter in a playoff game. I think I don't remember, King, like you said something about a team. We tried to Google it. Honestly, it didn't go anywhere, but that I remember. But if you know, tell us. Like, what's your takeaway, man?
Yeah, so it was tied with Golden State for the highest point differential in the first quarter. I think the
Okay.
one Golden State did was against Portland.
Uh,
The screenshot they showed, it was like 55-25 with like a minute left. So I don't know how that quarter ended, but yeah. So my takeaway, I don't think the game was a tale of two halves. Of course, I'm on the opposite side of Zen, but it's nothing new.
uh,
So I think that the Lakers, honestly, and I call this if you go back and listen to our spaces from Friday. I kind of said that I expect the Lakers to dominate the whole game. There's something about what happens to Anthony Davis after he has a bad game. He always comes back with a good game.
yeah,
He didn't start out too well for me as far as the first quarter. And it's weird because that was when we were dominating. I think the game started with, okay, the Dillon Brooks comments with LeBron. So LeBron felt like he had to assert himself. I think he might have took like half of our first 10, 15 shots. He was just shooting. He was making. AD was playing defense, rebounding. So I think the Lakers dominated the whole game. It was a normal thing with a team when you get up by a lot, you kind of take your foot off the gas. But they never really, in my opinion, this game was never in jeopardy. Lakers had this game the whole time. Even when
really.
they make their little mini runs and maybe cut it down to 15 from a 22-point lead, the Lakers will go on a 4 or 4-0 run, 5-0 run, put it back to 18, timeout. So, yeah, I don't think the game was ever in jeopardy. I think the Lakers handled this game.
I mean, I don't disagree with your take. Again, like that fourth quarter, I mean, Memphis scored us by 10 points. Like it was a 33-23 quarter. Honestly, Ja Morant, and credit to him because with a busted hand, he just took over. Like he just that fourth quarter to really make it like really give Memphis the opportunity to win the game. Like he basically get. I mean, it's just amazing stuff. Really, like you either live with Ja Morant's, you know, getting his points through the paint, being the athlete that he is, and just bursting through the defender and just laying it up, dunking it, or his nasty floater. But he had, if I'm not mistaken, and I can look at the stats here, he had, which it's a crazy anomaly.
22 points.
So yeah, it's he ended the night with 45 points, 6 of 10 from 3-point land. And by the way, by those who says that that's a rare an anomaly, like he actually shot 60% from 3 also in game 1. So in this series, for the past 2 games that he's played, he's actually scoring 60% from 3-point land, which is insane. Like ridiculous. 13 assists. I mean, again, like that was like here's how I view it. Like that first half, that Lakers, and that it really was that first quarter. Like Memphis just was not there. Lakers were on point. They were defensive. They were on the defensive end, trying to every transition. I think they had 10 or 15 points off transition, which is crazy. Like again, like it started on a defensive end, and it just propelled their offense in that first quarter. And honestly, when you have Dillon Brooks shooting 10, I think at one point he had more attempts than the whole entire Memphis squad in that first quarter, and that's a recipe for disaster, if I'm being honest. But Zen, what's your takeaways in terms of Ja? Because I did not expect this performance from him, if I'm being honest.
You know what? If you look at how he started the game with that first quarter, pretty much just say the first half, it was, you could argue that, at some point, the coach was going to pull him and say, okay, you know what, you gave a great effort. But it was to the point where he was like relearning how to dribble. He had very little control of the ball. Just some turnovers that you could tell is because of the injury to his hand. And so for him to go off like that, the way he did in the second half, it was just like, oh, crap. Okay, that hand, I don't know if they shot him up with something in his hand. We have no proof. But his hand was fine in that second half, man, because I think at one point he scored, 19 straight points? So,
no, 22, I think.
22. Okay, even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah.
It's, now I will say this. King is right. It wasn't a tale of two halves. We won the first quarter, 9-35. But,
of course I'm right.
Yeah, of course. But they won the next, they won the second quarter. They won the fourth quarter. But if you add up the points of the final of quarters 2 through 4, they outscored us. So, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we let the foot off the gas, when we build up such a big lead. But I think going into game 4, they have some momentum. There was lots of, once the emotion kind of once the hype got out of the game, then we haven't even got into the whole Dillon Brooks thing.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
we're gonna get to that soon.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that, but yeah, it was definitely a good, Ja was spectacular. Ja, Ja was spectacular. You got to take your hat off to him.
No, I agree. Like props to y'all. The one thing I will say, like some outliers here, because some people did not show up for Memphis, and same with the Lakers. But Tyus Jones, 0 for 7, 0 for 5, -5. I think he only had 3 assists and 4 rebounds. Like that's that. I
He
think
doesn't
that's an
look
anomaly.
comfortable.
He does not look comfortable.
Yeah,
He
but
does not look comfortable with the Lakers defense. Again, he's normally one of the best point guards coming off the bench. Like he is probably the best backup point guard that we've seen all season. And I mean, if you want to compare Dennis Schroeder to Tyus Jones, Dennis Schroeder had a great impact in this game. The one thing I will say is that we kind of have to figure out our bench situation. This is the third game straight where Rui has been amazing. He has
mhm.
really stepped up. Like it's not. I don't believe that the Memphis does not have an answer for Rui. It's just Rui has an answer for Memphis, if that makes sense. Like Rui is the answer for
Yeah.
Memphis because like there's some shots where I'm like Triple J is face guarding you and you're just scoring over him. That's just better offense. Like I don't think you can scheme something against Rui to be like, let's double unless you double Rui, and you're not going to do that with LeBron and AD on the floor. So really, Rui's in a position that he's just great. One aspect I did wanted to ask. We saw Wenyan for that 1 sec, like that was one of the adjustments, and I think Beasley kind of had the entire second quarter he played. My question to you guys is that an adjustment? Like what did you not like about the Lakers? That's not quarter one, because quarter one was, I don't think we can all agree quarter one everything was perfect. So two through four, is there anything you did not like from Darvin Ham, players, rotations, be it whatever? Let's start with King.
No, so I mean, of course, there's always going to be things you can nitpick. It's little tiny things. D'Lo with certain kind of brain dead plays where it's like, what are you doing? Him not taking a shot or not passing the ball. There was a couple transition plays in a row where he had two players out in front of him and he just, all right, I'm going to hold this ball all the way. So it's stuff like that. I'm not too concerned about the rotation. Again, me as a fan, I'm not going to try to be the coach. I'm just going to critique or put into context what I see out there. There hasn't been too many errors that Darvin Ham has been making where it's like, okay, you're being out coached. There's even some guys who I look at as good people to watch the game or to they always have a good takeaway from the game. And some of them are even saying that Darvin Ham's out coaching Taylor Jenkins, who I believe was coach of the year last year or a high candidate. So
Yeah.
it's tough. I think I'm not going to say that they played perfect because you can never play a perfect game. But if you look at, I just took something away from what you said. We were outscored 33-22 in the fourth quarter, and we still won the game by 10. So that lets you know it simply was we're not going to let you guys get close enough where it's the game's in danger. I don't think at any point within those last 5-6 minutes, Ja went on an amazing run. He's a great player. It's going to happen. Like, he's good. LeBron did one of the same things in 07. Like, those great players, Michael Jordan had plenty of stints where he just went crazy, like he went against Portland in the playoffs. So it happens. So I mean, I'm not going to panic. I don't think there's any momentum. Honestly, I mean, we can probably talk about it, but hopefully Ja Morant's not hurt again because he was grabbing his calf. So
I think there's really nothing from Memphis so far. So
yeah, but they've been really low key with his injury status on anything. So
yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
at the time of this recording, we have no idea. So
yeah, I don't see anything, and nothing's on Twitter or anything. So yeah, I mean, of course, like I said, there's things you can take away. I'm pretty sure that Darvin Ham and the staff is chopping up the film, or they've already chopped the film up, and They're probably going to institute some things today, and we'll see it. We'll see it tomorrow. I think again. I think the series is over in 5.
Okay, Zen. Any? Do you disagree with King? Anything you want to add?
I'm pretty sure he does. Shouldn't.
Yeah, a couple things, and they're minor things. First, DAngelo Russell. Look, I'm. This has nothing to do with next season. Who may or may not replace him? It has nothing to do with that. Um, he shot 5 for 14. He's what he had one game where he had 19. Yes, he had 17 points. He had 7 assists, but he shot 5 for 14. Very inefficient for a starting guard. Um, Look, the only other if I had to nitpick, um, the
He was
technical
the highest.
foul with
He was the highest plus minus, by the way. Like positive 13.
yeah, he was. It's just the inefficiency with the shooting, but that's D'Lo. But you know what? Look, if I had to nitpick, the only thing I would say is I didn't like the technical foul with Rui. Desmond Bain
Wait,
called
what do
him
you
out.
what do you mean? What do you mean you didn't like it? Like what part of it?
I didn't like that he got himself in that situation. Like his reaction was overboard, because he got fouled. He got fouled. In the pushed in the back, and he kind of lost his footing, but he was still trying to shoot it. So the player that was forgot his name from Memphis, who was guarding,
Cronshaw.
Roddy.
the shot.
Oh,
Yeah,
Roddy.
it was just like
David Roddy.
it was just like come on. It was like, come on, man. It was. I thought the technical foul was overkill, and the reason why it stood out to me is because we know Desmond Bain called him out after game 1, and Rui has just been, has been such like a calming presence, just a solid, consistent guy that shows up, and he doesn't get into the banter. Or the rhetoric. So when he started getting into it, it's just like, man, like Memphis, this is kind of who they are. Don't let them don't stoop down to their level. So just be even keel. Just be even keel. Don't feed into the crap. So I didn't like that technical foul from him. So that's pretty much the only thing I could really say. I think it's
Well,
unlike his character.
I'm gonna go opposite. I loved it.
Of
That's
course,
why-
of course, you're gonna
Wait,
go
so
that.
no, and let's look back at the play. So I'm not sure if you watched it, but yeah, he got pushed in the back. I don't think that was his issue. It was a dirty play. Like you don't do that. You don't push somebody in the back while they're going full speed. But okay, get over that part. He's still trying to lay the ball up. David Roddy, great defense. The part that I know that Rui took exception to is he grabbed his arm and he almost tried to armbar him. He tried to pull his arm down and like bend it. So that's what he took exception to. Rui is a calm person. Like his culture, I'm pretty sure that's just the way that they are. They're even keel. They don't lose their temper a lot. They just relax. I like that. He got up and he stood up for himself. Like, okay, because Memphis is the type of team that kind of want to maybe play a little bit of bully ball. They want to hit you extra, make you feel it, just to let you know they have a presence. So Rui's stepping up and saying, you know what? Y'all not going to bully me. I'm going to let you know I'm here. And I like the fact that his teammates had his back. Anthony Davis was there. If you watch, I think I saw like an excerpt from the Spectrum Sports view where Rui was on the sideline talking and Max Christie did like a crouching tiger type pose. So that kind of stuff, I like it. That's what you want from a team. It looks like they're building good chemistry. So yeah, I like that.
I hear you. I understand it.
You want that fight from your players. Man.
Yeah. Well, so wait. So we're talking about the fight. We haven't talked about Dillon Brooks, the ejection. I don't want to spend too much time into it because, okay,
the assault on the Royal Jewels.
Yeah, I mean the Royal. Yes, said yes. The assault, the blatant disregard for royalty and slash
Yeah.
kinghood, whatever you want to call it. Oh boy. Uh, what do you think about that, Zen? Was it proper to eject him, or was it like play on?
It's just,
If you need a moment to gather your thoughts, I can go to King. Just saying. But
no, it's just that this is
No, I love the talk.
it's just look, it's just weird that in the last like what 3 days across the playoffs, there's been like three like shots to the groin. Like, is this like a
Embiid and
trend?
Harden in the same game?
Yes,
Like-
Embiid and Harden. You know what?
Is it really
then,
four?
Dillon
You guys said Austin Reeves had an instance too.
Yes, Austin Reeves actually had an instance. He did that to Luke Kennard. They did not call anything. And honestly, Luke Kennard didn't bend over or didn't do the whole on the floor. But I'm probably gonna put a snippet here. I honestly don't have it on hand, but I know I saw it and I'm like, oh shit, they didn't call that. But it's the officiating. Like we've been in the other side of this in the bad way. Like it's just it happens. Like sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't. But at least they're consistent, are they? Like they ejected Harden for the same reasons, and they ejected Dillon Brooks for the same reasons. And as the recording of this,
look.
so far, like there's no repercussions. He's gonna play game 4. So hey, like I think it's just what should I totally agree with that. They should. I think that's the Lakers' game plan to make Dillon
We can
Brooks a
all
shooter.
agree.
So yeah,
We can all agree that's just something you just don't do.
I mean,
just
it's not part of basketball. So let's leave it there. So
It's not part of basketball.
No, like, there's only one ball. We're not.
It's
It's not about two. Again, this is a PG show.
Yeah,
So let's keep it
exactly.
PG.
You know, look, Dillon Brooks knew. Dillon Brooks knew that when he said what he said is now what he said about LeBron after Game 2. I had no problem with it, but one thing he should know, and everyone will know, that the refs are going to look out and say, okay, let's just make sure, there's no extra stuff between you guys. They're going to keep an eye out for it. Like even before the game, they showed the footage of like LeBron and him kind of going back and forth. Didn't look like anything, but they're just talking, But it's just like, man, there's going to be extra eyes on you. The refs are going to, scrutinize all of your actions, especially against LeBron. I just don't see where that was a genuine play to swipe the singular ball. I just don't see where that was. So I don't know. It just came to me. It came off as petty. I don't think he was trying to hurt him, but it's just like, man, you just don't do that. And it's like you kind of trapped your own self. So
Yeah,
that
I don't.
like
Yeah,
whatever.
I honestly said I do agree with that. Like I think it's accidental, but I don't. Let's just leave it like that. I think it's accidental. King, do you agree with that?
Yeah. No. Well, so at first I did, and I didn't even agree with you. I know we were talking. You guys were talking about ejection. I was saying flagrant one, let him sit in the game. But after watching the replay, 100%, there's a reason you throw him out.
But yeah, I mean it's clearly. When you're playing basketball, even whatever stage, like it could be junior, could be high school, could be college, could be whatever stage. There's always certain plays where you don't mean to do something and something just happens. And even as a defender, I can see that happening. But yeah, the more you see that replay, the more you're like, yeah, that's I don't know. And then the background with Dillon Brooks doesn't really help him either. So yeah, honestly, let's see game 4. Game three, we got the W. The series is now 2-1. Sir, Mr. King, Zen, what's your prediction for let's go King first. Let's go, just tell me the prediction for game four. Do we get the W? And what are the keys for that game?
Yeah, I think the game looks similar to last night's game. They get the win.
35-9? Is that where you
Well, no. So I mean, and that's not even about the score to me. It's about the way the team looks. I think we're going to dominate them again. John Morant, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be closer. He may have a better start, but I think they have a plan on where it's like, if John Morant wants to go crazy, go ahead. We're going to still pressure you. We're going to give you that 3-point shot, which in the beginning, they kind of were going over the screens, which is, again, a D'Lo thing where it's like, D'Lo, what are you doing? Our game plan is to let him shoot threes. If he's going to make it, he's going to make it. But they let him kind of get to the rim a little bit too much early, which got him in that rhythm. And then you saw what happened in the fourth. So, yeah, I think it's a similar domination. Hopefully Anthony Davis has a faster start. But, yeah, I think our team together, I think they're just too much for Memphis without them not having Steven Adams. It really hurts them because Anthony Davis, for the lack of production he has in the paint, he has so many opportunities in the paint that he has no choice but to score. So, yeah, I think we win tomorrow. Probably close to the point difference, like a double-digit win.
Okay.
Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5. Okay. Zen, what's your prediction and keys for the game?
Look, I think we can definitely win. I am concerned about it. Now, if we win this game, yeah, I see us winning in 5. I don't think the Grizzlies have the maturity to really lock in being down 3-1. So I see if we win tomorrow, series is over. What I am concerned about, though, is going back to the last week of the regular season. There's been times where when it came to an opportunity to really set us up to prosper and, give ourselves like some real cushion, we've kind of let our foot off the gas. If it was going after the 6th seed, if it, just different scenarios. So even in this series with game 2, we had an opportunity to really pretty much I feel to put them away in game 2, and we didn't. So us going up 3-1, I think we should look at it as a must win, even if we're up 2-1 right now. We should look at this as a must win and not always having to get ourselves out of a hole, or always having to, we only play well when it's like, must win scenarios. Like, hey, let's actually enjoy the extra days of rest, and let's actually enjoy, giving ourselves a cushion and some room. So I don't want to let our foot off the gas. If we come in with the same level of assertiveness and aggression that we did for game 2, we'll be fine. I mean, for game 3, we'll be fine.
For game 4.
For game 4, yes, correct. If we do what we did in game 3, in game 4, we'll be fine.
Okay, perfect. I will say I agree with you. Like, I think Lakers will win. I'm not saying that we won't, but I think it's gonna be way closer. King, I mean, you can say whatever you want to say, man.
No, I'm just saying Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5. Yeah. Here's the thing that kind of like the key for game 4 is gonna be foul trouble. Can we put Triple J in foul trouble like we did in game 1, or at least give the precaution of like he has 3 fouls now. He has, because he only gained 1 more foul during the second half. So if we can apply that type of pressure, if we can provide and make the defense of the Memphis Grizzlies work for it, and pulling those situations, Triple J, where he's actually getting fouled, and sometimes the officiating is not going to call it. I do believe this is going to be a very tight game 4. I still have Lakers going in 6, if I'm being honest. Only, and it's only because we just saw Ja drop 45 basically in a non-existent first quarter and probably 2 quarters of basketball, if I'm not mistaken. So it, it's kind of crazy, not gonna lie. But at the same time, can he repeat it? That's gonna be, let's see. I'm concerned about LeBron in terms of what I saw. The LeBron that we saw the first quarter is not the LeBron we saw in the fourth quarter. Again, like he's not the same guy. So it's all it. This kind of everything hinges on Anthony Davis and D'Angelo Russell, in my opinion. Austin Reeves, we know what he can provide. He's a solid double guy. Well, I mean, solid double digit. He's a solid guy that can produce around 10 points plus, maybe 15, maybe 20. But he's gonna do his thing. But D'Lo has been up and down, and same thing with AD. This team can't afford a bad AD game, not anymore, in my opinion. So hopefully he does his thing. He's dominant as well. And hey, if we can get that W, let's go for Lakers in 5. I'm all for that. But again, yeah, appreciate you guys. Again, this is the purple and gold lines. We're missing one of our crew member is KB. We're gonna see this rotations. Someone, maybe one, maybe two, maybe less. But I do appreciate everybody. If you do like this content, if you like this format, please comment below. If you don't, or please comment below and say like, what is Tony Vega's hairline? It's perfect. I'm just gonna say that. But I'm just gonna say, if you like HoopSpaces, please subscribe, like the video, share. Appreciate you guys. Lakers in 5 or 6, whichever. But Lakers win the series. Hopefully. Peace out.
Take care.